Hey, welcome to Creatures of the Realm. I'm Henry Knight, and I'm back. Came back from a very from vacation. It was a lot of fun. I went to Florida, and we beached it. A lot of cool stuff happened, and it was an amazing thing. And anyways, enough about me. We're back here, Creatures of the Realm. Tonight we're going to do something a little different, and tonight. The difference is I want to talk about the creature, but I'm not going to get into, the description. I'll give you a little bit of the description, but not a lot like I used to read a whole bunch of information on the creature. But tonight we'll go over what's good, the good, bad, and the ugly on the creature. And then I'm going to give you an A through F rating. If it's good, I'll give you an A+. If it's crappy, I'll give you an F. And I'm going to discuss as a DM how you should run this creature in your campaigns. Anyways, here we go. Creatures of the Realm. Tonight we have two creatures we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Galeb Dur, and it is basically a rock creature. That's it. Nothing major. And the rock creature, the Galeb Dur, has about average of 85 hit points. And for those of you in D&D land, in streaming land, who don't know what hit points is basically health, right? AC 16. You know what? That's what's up, YouTube. Anyways, AC 16. It's natural armor. It's a rock creature. The main aspect of this creature is it shifts into a rock and it rolls, and what it does, it has a false appearance, and the false appearance is a rock. It's a boulder, so you have your party trekking along and you see a bunch of boulders. You're in a mountain area and you see this massive boulder. And all of a sudden it animates and it comes at you. Well, that's pretty much what it does. The strongest ability of this creature is strength. Massive, it's pretty strong. Don't let it grapple you, because if you get grappled by it, you're done. And Constitution. They're both 20s and are +5. That's really good. The creature has a high CI rating of 2300. So it's a really cool creature. Now, it's immune to poison. You can't poison a boulder. It's not happening. You gotta remember, it's a rock creature. You throw poison at it, it's not working. It's immune to that. Condition immunity. Can't get exhausted. It rolls. It's a rock. Just remember that. Can't paralyze it. Poison, petrification, none of that works. So how do you deal with that in a game or in your party? So you have your group and you see this Galeb Dur, the rock creature, and you fight it. Well, it's going to surprise you unless you have a party average of perception, of your passive perception. So if your passive perception is high, the party average, that creature is not going to be able to sneak attack or surprise you. Excuse me. It's not a rogue. Oops. Anyways, that's what it does. It's a rock. It animates and it comes at you. That's what it does. So as a party, let's say you're surprised. Ooh, the rock creature goes. Its attacks are pretty massive. It's pretty cool. Personally, I like it. It has a slam attack. Again, it's a rock creature. Does 2d6 + 5. That's decent. That's a good chunk of attack right there. Has a rolling charge. 2d6. It rolls and it does bludgeoning damage. For those of you, again, in the streaming world, bludgeoning is, you hit with a club or a bat, or that's bludgeoning damage. It's not piercing. It's not going to pierce your chest or whatever you have, your armor. Bludgeoning is more like a blunt attack. That's what it is. So, what else does it do? It's resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, non-magical attacks. It's typical. That is fantastic. Let me tell you, the good thing about it is, you're fighting this creature, and all of a sudden, this creature is not gonna, he's not gonna take it. So basically, all bludgeoning attacks, all piercing, all with regular weapons, non-magical, is going to do. Hey, what's up? Hey, Melissa, what's up, baby? Thank you. What's up on Twitch, Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube? Hello. We're going over the Galeb Dur. The Galeb Dur is a rock creature. All right, and I was saying the good things about it. It literally changes into a boulder, and it does that once a day, and it uses concentration. I have that marked as bad. I think that's an innate ability, and concentration is kind of BS for that type of creature. I mean, it does 2d6 damage, turns into a boulder, does this rolling attack. It is a rock creature, and it looks pretty cool. It's fun. So as a DM, as a dungeon master, you have to look at the party. So if you're using the Galeb Dur, the rock creature, they're going through, trekking about, right? Traversing. They see mountains to the left and to the right of them, the dirt road, and they see this boulder that animates into the Galeb Dur, and he attacks. Okay? Catches them by surprise because they have a low passive perception. What does that mean? It means simple. The average of the party, that's your passive perception. And basically, that boulder is not going to be able to attack, because the passive perception is, if the passive perception is low, then he could attack. If it's high, then he can't. He's not going to be surprised. He's not going to be surprised. No one's going to be surprised at this creature because, everybody saw him coming. Now, resistance. I said that before. Resistance to non-magical attacks. That is very cool. His senses, tremor sense. Those of you who don't know what it is, it's the pounding in the ground. So your party is pounding, go from there, and it happens. Boom. What happens? Galeb Dur, the boulder creature, the rock creature, sees that, notices that, hears that. It's tremors in the ground because you're making noise, and it hears you. So you're looking at a very, very, very cool creature that can do tremor sense. Is really cool. It's about 60 feet. So if you're within range, it's going to know you're there. Dark vision, typical. Very cool. And again, as a DM, you could put this Galeb Dur, this rock creature, inside a cave, in the Underdark, and even a forest. It can be anywhere, really. But however you want to use it as a DM, and try to look at the environment and go from there. What else here? The false appearance, because it changes into a boulder. It rolls, a rolling charge. That's pretty cool. It rolls. It's going to do all these things. It's going to be pretty badass. But as a party, you're going to look at it and say, okay, you're going to knock them down. It has 85 hit points. If you got a party of 4 or 5, they could take them out depending on what do you have in the party. If you got a fighter, a paladin, a cleric, a wizard, whatever you have in the party, depending on your combination and the characters or the classes that you have in the party, you could take out this creature. You have more than one Galeb Dur, then you're looking at some challenge. Again, challenge rate is 6, 2,300 experience, Uh, it's a force to be reckoned with. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Now, those are the good things. What's the bad thing? And I've got only 2 bad things with the Gale of Dur. If you look at speed is 15. That's crappy. For a creature, 15 feet is horrible. What can I say? It rolls, right? And all of a sudden, something happens. It's not going to get to you. If you got a party that can quickly move around, that rock creature, and let's say they're fighting one, it's not going to be able to get to the party fast enough to hit him, unless he does his rolling attack, which he does a rolling charge. And what's cool about that, if you get hit by it, you got to make a DC 16 strength save. And if you miss it, prone. Fallen prone, guys, I want to tell you, prone is not a good thing. When that happens in combat, it screws up combat. You have a player down, that's a big deal. And prone, you're down, that creature, if he has an attack left, it's going to nail you. Why not? Why wouldn't you? What's the creature going to be? Oh, wait a second. I'm not going to attack you. You're down. Wait, I'm going to be fair and attack the next person. No, if you're down, he's a predator, you're the prey. He's down, you're going to be attacked. So when you're prone, that's a big deal. Now, I said, what are the bad things? It's speed. Speed is 30 feet. But when it rolls downhill, it's 60. The good, the bad, the ugly. Good thing is he rolls, and that's his biggest strength, and he's strong. So if he gets you in a grapple or you get hit by it, you're going to get hurt. Now, another thing that I don't like is when he animates into a boulder, the stat block says for only 1 day, and he has to use concentration. This is a creature's innate ability. I think that's kind of crappy, don't you think? I mean, a creature's innate ability. Come on. Why would you? Okay, so the boulder can no longer animate because he can do it once a day. It's too much for him. That's all he does. He's a rock creature. What are you gonna do? What's so special about him? He changes into a boulder. 1 day concentration. And the only thing I say here is speed. Speed and a concentration. Those are the 2 things. So when you're running this creature as DM, first thing you should look at environment. Where is this creature going to, if you're not going to run a random, then if you're going to pick this creature to fight a party, make sure you have multiple Gale of Durs. Or if you're going to run one and there's a party of 4 or 5, know that, hey, 1 day it could be in this rock formation. So know that, and it's slow as shit unless he's doing that roll attack. So those are the 2 things I see. Overall grade, I give the Gale of Dur A-. I love it. It's a great creature. It's cool. And if you look at the picture, if you go the Dungeon Master guide, he's curled up. He's kind of wrinkled, really pissed off looking rock creature. So he's cool. He's very, very cool. Just remember environment when you're using him and the overall scenario. So if you have a party of 7, you have 1, you know they're going to kick his ass. So have more than 1, or put another creature in there. That would be my suggestion as a DM. Now, let's move on. The second creature we have is the gargoyle. We're under the G's. Gargoyle kind of cool, huh? Gargoyles are used in, you have a castle, you have these stone statues, gargoyles, they're looking down, their wings are spread out. They're statues, right? Very cool. Gargoyles are awesome. They're medium elementals and they're chaotic evil. Period. Their hit points are 52 and their AC is 15. Not bad. Their CR is 2 and 450 experience if you're using experience instead of milestone. Now, there's a lot of bad in this creature. And I want to tell you the good first. What are the good qualities of the gargoyle? The gargoyle's damage resistance. Let me grab some water. Well, I'll dump this water out. I think I have something in the water, but I'll drink it later. Anyways, what's good about it? The good thing about the gargoyle is it flies and 60 feet of flying. Wonderful. Its movement is 30 feet. So you have 30 feet and 60. Flight, one of its biggest pros. Strength, 15 plus 2. Constitution, 16 plus 3. Excellent. Now, the weakest part of the gargoyle, we're going to talk about the positive, but I want to mention the abilities. Charisma and intelligence. Who cares? It's a gargoyle. Just remember that. Damage resistance. Bludgeoning, piercing, all that stuff. Unless you're wearing adamantine, then it's half damage. That's what damage resistant. So it's immune to poison. You're not gonna poison a gargoyle. Gargoyle, stone, statue. Think of that. Immunity. You can't get exhausted, petrification, poisoned, all that stuff. Again, it's a gargoyle. Now, remember, I mentioned the Gale of Dirt, right? The rock creature. Now, remember, I mentioned the rock creature has to use concentration to change into a rock, into a boulder. Why? The gargoyle, which I'm reviewing right now, the gargoyle doesn't. False appearance. It remains motionless, like a statue. No concentration. Why? I say that's BS. Again, if that's a creature's innate ability, why do that? Why does he have to concentrate? Why? It's his innate ability. He does it on the fly. That's what you do. That's like, I'm blinking. Do I have to concentrate to blink? Does the boulder need to concentrate to blink? To do that? That's what he does. He changes into a boulder. He's a boulder. He's a rock creature. That's his innate ability. But the gargoyle is a statue, and he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to concentrate. I think there's a big issue there, and I think that's that's a big deal. That's a good thing for the gargoyle, but a bad thing for the other creature. Now, the bad thing about the gargoyle. Dark vision, 60 feet. Passive perception, 10. Okay. Why would I say that's bad? Well, if you have a low passive perception, you're gonna be in shitload of trouble. Okay? Because you're not gonna sneak up on anybody, and your perception sucks. So you're not gonna, it's pointless. That is a bad quality in a creature, not having perception. At least in my games they are. Perception is what they see. So if that statue will animate into a gargoyle and all the players are trekking along and his passive is low, Nothing's going to happen. He's not going to notice anything. He's not going to notice that the rogue had this special dagger. He's not going to notice that the mage is about to do a spell. He's not going to notice something. Of course not, because he's an idiot. He's stupid, right? He's just a gargoyle. Well, let's look at what other things that are bad on a gargoyle. If you look at the damage rating, the damage rating is crappy. It's 1d6 plus 2. I understand he's a challenge rate of 2, 450 experience. You could homebrew the gargoyle to make him a little better. And if you're going to do it, I suggest that you homebrew the gargoyle. That is pathetic. Granted, for a low-level party, by all means, go to it. But it's still 1d6 plus 2. Slashing, 1d6 plus 2. A bite and a claw. That's what he does. Nothing really out of the ordinary for the gargoyle. Nothing really. It has a bad reputation, and it looks pretty gnarly. And that's pretty much it for the gargoyle. A bad reputation of looking like a demon, horns protruding, fork-like tongue, black eyes, red eyes, however you want to describe them. That is not very appealing. I mean, you can homebrew something better than this. Make a gargoyle, with 2 heads. Make a gargoyle with 4 arms. Make a gargoyle with the wings being longer and bigger than they usually are. You can make anything you want. You're the DM, right? But for the DM's manual, that's kind of shitty. Even if he's a low-level character, sorry, it doesn't do anything. Now, it isn't cool that the creature that I like, the Gale of Dur, which is a medium elemental, and he's neutral, all cool features, and yet, what do? They take away the thing that the creature has is concentration, change into a boulder. Poor thing can't even do that. Can't even protect himself. He can only do it once. So after that, the ruse is up. Attack that boulder. Now you go back to the gargoyle, and he could change at will at any time. Hell, he could have his hand on the ground or his claw on the ground, his wings spread out, his tongue out, and change into a statue. No concentration at all. I think it's complete crap. And wait, you know what the sad thing is? The rock creature, the Gale of Dur, is a challenge rating of 6, 2300. Why? Because he's stronger? He's stronger and he has to concentrate now. I think that's a bad stat block. If you ask me. That's my opinion. What is your opinion? Let me know here in the comments or at any time. We got 5 minutes left in the episode, but I want to tell you that the gargoyles, the Gale of Dur, both creatures have unique qualities. Now, I'm giving the gargoyle a C+. And I know you gargoyle fans are going to say, "Oh, Henry, you're wrong. It deserves something better." No, it doesn't. I think it's complete shit. I think, it deserves to be an animated cartoon. And that's it. Doesn't deserve to be in a D&D campaign because it's pathetic. It really is. It is. I would look at it and say, you know what? This gargoyle, I am homebrewing it. I'm making it better because the stat block sucks. It really does. The only thing that this gargoyle will have enticing, even with all the resistance and stuff, which isn't shit, is the flight. The 30 feet of movement and the flight for 60. That's awesome. You fly for 60 feet, that's fantastic. That's the only thing. And yet you have the other creature, the Gale of Dur, the boulder, the rock creature, that creature is a, CI rating of 6. And yet, he has all his badass features. Cool. He can turn into a rock, he can roll, can do all this stuff, and boom! What do? Oh, we're gonna go ahead and he can animate into a boulder, and we're gonna go ahead and make him use concentration. Really? And not only that, it's once a day. That's crap. Anyways, but I gave that creature an A-. That is awesome. I still like them. I take the boulders anyway over the gargoyle. Now, I'm looking at the stat block. I'm telling you right now, it just irks me. Dark vision, 60 feet. Passive perception, pathetic. Like I said before, it's horrible. You're gonna go in and out of the castle, and the gargoyle is gonna be like this. Where are the enemy? Where is the enemy? They're below you, you moron. So it's just the way it is. The gargoyle is not a good creature. Again, I would recommend, just my opinion, recommend that you do the gargoyle in a very specific way. How do I do this? How do you do this? Simply by taking the stat block and changing some things. And it's your right as DM. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not making it less fun. In fact, you're making it better, because the Dungeon Master or the Monster Manual, that right there sucks. Anyways, that's all I have for you tonight. I'll see you for episode 36 next week at 11 o'clock p.m. Central. Join us once again. We're going to be streaming a lot. Tomorrow, don't forget, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central, June 22nd, episode 2 of the Light Campaign, season 2. Join us, and thank you very much. I will see you guys tomorrow night.